Welcome to Vedic Mathematics basis-based values classes. Today we are at the stage of concluding phase 4 of the present series of lessons. In this lesson 25, we will be taking up the conclusive remarks. We will be summing up as to where we have reached. In fact, in terms of these 25 lessons, we have worked out the foundation of Vedic mathematics, foundation of the basis-based values, foundation of the Vedic mathematical systems, how the Vedic mathematics is formulating itself, organizing itself, and is unfolding itself. Let us recapitulate that we have begun with the knowledge of Devanagari alphabet. Then we have associated values with the alphabet letters, transcendental code values. In terms of these transcendental code values, actually the Vedic mathematics is transcending through the manifested creations of the fourth space and is taking the system to the transcendental domain, 5 space. It is for this very reason that sadhakas, the students, are preparing their own TCB dictionaries. The as complete is one's TCB dictionary, so complete is one's knowledge and comprehension. One shall regularly update one's TCB dictionary, one shall regularly revisit one's TCB dictionary, and one shall make regular entries. Today, one shall make a conclusive chapter, sum up chapter of the TCB dictionary of these 4 phases. In this dictionary, one shall make the specific entries. The first thing to be learned is the Devanagari alphabet and the transcendental code values attached with this Devanagari alphabet. Then we have to be exposed to the text of the Ganita Sutras. One is to memorize the text of Ganita Sutras, the Devanagari alphabet, association of transcendental code values with the Devanagari alphabet letters. Thereafter, the exposure to the text of Ganita Sutras, the memorizing part of the text of Ganita Sutras. Once we are successful to memorize the text of Ganita Sutras, then we will be dispensing with the whole text, and whole of the exercise will become a mental exercise, and this will make the Vedic mathematics a purely mental mathematics. The text, after memorizing the text of the Ganita Sutras, one shall associate transcendental code values with the individual letters of the text of Ganita Sutras. It will be a blissful exercise to reach at the enumeration table of the letters of the text of Ganita Sutras together with their transcendental code values. There are in all 519 letters, starting with the first letter O and reaching the last letter of the text of the 13th Ganita Sutra, the Visarjani. We will be reaching at the whole range, whole table of the transcendental code values. Here it will be blissful to take note that after having memorizing the text, and after one is successful to associate the transcendental code values, then in terms of the transcendental code values of Ganita Sutra 1, we will be reaching at the structural keys. The 16 letters of Ganita Sutra 1, in terms of their transcendental code values, supply us the structural keys. This Ganita Sutra 1 is the source scripture, it is the source sutra, it is the source mathematical domain, and the 16 letters individually preserve the structural keys of all the 16 sutras. Sutra number 1 is having the structural key in the first letter of Ganita Sutra 1, and second letter of Ganita Sutra 1 is preserving the structural key of Ganita Sutra 2, and like that the last 16th letter of the text of Ganita Sutra 1 is preserving the structural key of the 16th Ganita Sutras. After these structural keys, we have been exposed to the mathematical domains. The mathematical domains of 16 Ganita Sutras are preserved in the first letters of these sutras. The first letters of Ganita Sutra 1 to Ganita Sutra 16, or these 16 letters, these are the first letters of Ganita Sutras 1 to 16, which preserve the mathematical domain. The mathematical domain of Ganita Sutra 1 is of the values, features and format of the first letter itself, and the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutra 2 is parallel to the values, features, format and other aspects preserved in the first letter of the text of Ganita Sutra 2. That way, after having the structural keys in terms of the letters of Ganita Sutra 1, we reach at the mathematical domain of the Ganita Sutras 1 to 16 in terms of the first letters of the text of Ganita Sutras 1 to 16. Thereafter, we reach at the end values, end reach values of these mathematical domains. The end reach values of 16 mathematical domains of Ganita Sutra 1 to 16 are parallel to the values, features and format of the last letters of the respective sutras. The last letter of Ganita Sutra 1 in terms of its value, features, format and other aspects is giving us the end reach value of the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutra 1. Like that, the last letter of the text of Ganita Sutra 2 gives us the end reach value of the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutra 2. Proceeding like that, the last letter of the 16th Ganita Sutra gives us the end reach value of the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutra 16. Thereafter, we have been exposed to the processing steps ranges. Each mathematical domain of each of the Ganita Sutras has its own processing steps range. The processing step range of Ganita Sutra 1 is in terms of the values of the first letter itself. However, the processing steps range of Ganita Sutra 2 is in terms of the first two letters, first two letters of the text of Ganita Sutra 2. The processing steps range of Ganita Sutra 3 is in terms of the first three letters of the text of Ganita Sutra 3. Like that, the processing steps range of Ganita Sutra 16 mathematical domain is in terms of the entire text of 16 letters of Ganita Sutra 16 itself. These four features, when are summed up together, these give us the complete mathematical domain system, Vedic mathematics system, Vedic systems, Vedic mathematical domains complete structural setup is in terms of the summation value of these four values, which come to be 781. It will be taking us to the ultimately to the second perfect number square, 28 square, 384, and then 384 as the origin will be taking us to 381 as the dimension. We can have a pause here and take note that the Vedic systems, the Vedic mathematical domain works out its a system as of the range of the first perfect number 6 to the last perfect number second perfect number 28, reaching from perfect number first perfect number 6 to the mathematical reach exposure progression up till the second perfect number makes the Vedic system, makes the Vedic mathematical domain. The complete Vedic mathematical domain of its all features as a system, as a mathematical system, or of the range of beginning with the first letter and reaching up to the second letter. This makes the pure theoretical, pure values or range, the mathematical foundation of Vedic mathematics as a Vedic mathematics system of the reach, beginning with the first perfect number 6 and reaching up till the second perfect number 28. We can recapitulate that value 6 is a Surya Ank. It is the number of the sun. It is the number of our solar universe. And value 28 is the value of Brahm. So the Vedic systems work out a system for complete exhaustive reach from the solar universe existence phenomenon to its source, origin and foundation in the Brahman domain. Therefore, the solar universe existence phenomena is being exhaustively covered by the mathematical domain in terms of the Vedic systems as to how the Brahman domain, second perfect number 28, with its square as a format, as a spatial dimension, as a spatial creative dimension, is giving us the existence phenomena of our solar universe. Sadhakas who are fulfilled with the intensity of Gurj to have a complete comprehension, to have a full insight, to have a thorough appreciation of the Vedic systems shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to reach from value 6 to value 28, from Surya to Brahm, and in a reverse orientation also reach from value 28 to value 6. That is why this linear progression from 6 to 28, which is of 23 steps, value 23 as such becomes the basic value, as 23 is the transcendental code value of the formulation Janam, the birth. The Janam, birth, is of TC value 23. The birth of this universe and birth of every existence phenomenon of our solar universe is of the range 6 to 28. If you can handle the number 6 to 28 of this range of 23 steps, then you are successful to reach at the base foundation of the existence phenomenon itself. Therefore, one shall update one's dictionary. One shall reach at tabulations of formulations of the transcendental code value 1, which will give us the first letter O. It will also give us the first letter Ko, and like that. Out of the Devanagari alphabet, we will get a certain letters whose value would be 1. These would be single letter word formulations. Then one shall reach at the table of formulations of TC value 2. All those letters of Devanagari alphabet which accept value 2 together with all other combinations of letters which will be making 2 letter words formulations will be within this tabulation. Then sequentially one shall reach at the table of the word formulations of TC value 3 and ultimately reach up till 28. At the first instance to reach up till TC value 9, then to reach up till the value 16, thereafter to reach at the value 28, and then thereafter ultimately and sequentially one is to reach the value at Sahastra, 1000, Anant. The TCB value of formulation Anant is 23. TCB value of formulation Sahastra as well as 23. Therefore, 1000 is the artifice, reaching from 1 to 1000. If you are exhaustively tabulating the formulations of TCB values from 1 to 1000, or if you are availing artifices 1 to 1000 for the formulations, then you are completing your TCB dictionary. You are having a first complete version of your TCB dictionary. Once you reach at your version of a TCB dictionary, and once you regularly update them, and once you appreciate these, comprehend these, imbibe these, then you will be acquiring sequential progression of your insight as well as in the range of your enlightenment. Now let us revisit the our Ganita Sutras text. Let us see that this text of Ganita Sutras is in fact the text of 519 letters. Now if you reach at the processing steps ranges from the Ganita Sutra 1 to Ganita Sutra 16, you will getting the value equal to the value of the letters. It will be a very blissful experience. It will be very blissful reach. It will be really thrilling and joyful that the processing steps of the mathematical domains of Ganita Sutra 1 to Ganita Sutra 16 is of 519 steps, and these 519 steps are parallel to 519 letters text of the Ganita Sutra. Thereafter, let us revisit now how the summation value will give us to 3781, and then we know the first letter of the Ganita Sutra 1 is the structural key. It is also the mathematical domain, and it is also the processing step range. So this value 6 as value of the first letter, having its threefold applications, is taking us to 3 branches. And Ganita Sutra 1 more than previous one, when it will give us, it will add value 1, 1, 1 in all 3 branches. It will make 384, and 384 is equal to the value of 28 multiplied by 28. It is equal to the value of the square of value 28 of second perfect number. And it would be further blissful to take note that 3784 is the dimension value of the domain 786. A wonderful domain, an excellent domain, a beautiful attainment, a progression. It gives us a near a full insight. It gives us a full bliss of a complete Brahman domain. To have a complete bliss of the Brahman domain, then one shall be having the comprehension of all these 4 phases of reaching at the complete domain. First phase of reach is of structural keys, which are supplied by the letters of the text of Ganita Sutra 1. Then we have to reach at the mathematical domains. The mathematical domains of Ganita Sutras are supplied by the first letters of the text of Ganita Sutra 1 to 16. At a third step, we will be reaching at the processing steps, ranges, and reach values, and those are supplied by the last letters of the text of Ganita Sutras 1 to 16. And the processing steps ranges are very beautifully coming from the first letter of the first sutra, first 2 letters of the second sutra, first 3 letters of the sutra 3, and ultimately the 16 letters of the complete text of Ganita Sutra 16, Gunak Samuchya, which is a text in fact of 16 letters. So complete mathematical domain stands exhausted. Here we may have a pause and take note that the 9th letter, the 9th Ganita Sutra is Yavdunam, is in fact a scripture of 9 letters only. However, the processing steps range is to be worked out in terms of 9 letters, 10 letters. The 10th letter is to be supplied by having a transition from the linear order to the spatial order, coming back to the creator's space. And it is this coming back to creator's space is the feature which is to be imbibed with respect to the reaching at the processing steps ranges. And it is this reach at 1, which value 1, when having the summation value and leading us to value 3, requirement for the 3 branches as are the structural key, mathematical domain, and the processing step range of Ganita Sutra 1. Then it is here we will be knowing Om, A, U, Ma, and then the 3 integrating and making it 4th. 1, 2, 3, and integration thereof as the 4th letter. We'll coming to these features after this foundation would be actually worked out as an applied values of the mathematics. Now today we are proceeding further to know as to how these particular steps, this foundation is actually worked out. I am taking up 2 illustrations. One is of Om Namah Shivaya, and second is of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. These are the 2 very beautiful transcendental formulations. This formulation Om Namah Shivaya is of single, double and triple syllables. We have a number system 1, 2, 3. How to jump there from, how to transcend 1, 2, 3 as the triple of non-composite numbers to enter the value 4, which is a composite value, and to how to reach, how to transcend this universe, this three-space setup, this linear order setup. Then we take the shelter of this particular formulation. If we have a glimpse, this formulation is having value, TC value 16, 32 and 15. 16 and double of this is 1 less. Anyway, it comes to be 63. It is 1 less than the mathematical domain. So the sutra, one more than before, will take us from 63 to 64. Further, if we have 3 formulations, ek, dvay and trey, this ek, 1, 2 and 3, it is a value 8, it is value 16 and it is value 8. One may have a pause here and take note that this gives us a summation value 32, which is equal to nama. Now this value 8, 16, 8 gives us a system as to how we have to work out. The second Ganita Sutra, Niklim Lavasta Charamam, is a setup of a trimonad. The first Ganita Sutra, Ekadhiken Purve, is of the format of a dimonad. From dimonad to trimonad, how to transcend from dimonad to trimonad, and thereafter how to reach at the next paired pairs of monads. So quadruple monads are actually organized and arranged as paired pairs of monads. Now it is here where this foundation is really taking us to. It is this foundation of the Vedic mathematics which is to be availed by us for while reaching at the applied values of this foundation. Now this, if we reach at the second formulation, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, it is of single, double, quadruple and penta syllables. It gives us the value 16, 25, 31 and 36 of a summation value 108. Now let us see. This 1 is 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2, but then there is a sequential break. 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2, then there is a break. Now that means we are reaching at where? 1, 2, 4 and 5. We are having a jumping over 3. How to jump at the middle? How to jump at the middle is in fact the phenomenon, is in fact the ultimate chase value of the Ganita Sutras. Vedic systems. Vedic systems successfully jump over the middle, jump over the gap in between. It is this process of jumping over. It is this process of bridging. It is this process of creating continuity through the discontinuities. How the discrete is to be converted into a continuous setup. It is this reach, it is this success, it is this attainment of Vedic systems and of the values of this foundation which we are reaching at. It is to be imbibed, it is to be glimpsed, it is to be absorbed, it is to be appreciated, and it is to be chased and to be applied. Therefore, these two formulations, it gives us 1, 2, 3 and how to jump therefrom. It gives us 1, 2, 4 and 5. How to jump over 3 at the middle. 1 to 2 and 4 to 5. Taking 2 steps from this end, taking 2 steps from this end and to have a jump over here. How to have a jump over here? It is a jump. It is called a Dhruv mantra. It is a pole star reach. It is the jumping over 7 space. It is jumping over the dark matter. It is here where the Vedic systems jump over the existence phenomenon which is of the form of a light superimposed upon a dark matter. Here we are separating, we are unveiling, we are unfolding, we are separating, we are segregating the superimposition of a light and the dark matter. The light is being segregated, it is being thrown out, it is being peeled out, and the dark matter remains with us. Now the dark matter also is to be gone within it. How the dark matter further gives a way, it is this which we have to learn and we have to achieve in terms of the soul syllable Om, do as a Bindu Sarovar, as a 9-space domain. It gives us 7 streams, then result manifest into 3 and 1. It makes us 20, which is a Ved Dvaj, which is a Dvaj, which is a Ved Vrit. And we see here the jump is over 5. So by having a jump here, 1, 2, jump over a 3, and then here we are having a jump over a 5. It is this jump reach from here to here, this foundation will be ultimately taking us to the Samhitas, the Vedic Samhitas. We are reaching Vedic Samhitas. By reaching Vedic Samhitas, we have to be through the 4 steps. First perfect number to second perfect number, it makes a Vedic system. It lays the foundation. We reach at 496, third number, here beautiful it is a multiplier 1.5, and it is multiplier 1.5. These are how we work it out, and then we will be seeing from here how when one square of 9 structural components is synthesized with another, it leads only 6, and then it further, when this is combined with, it gives us a 4. Like that, when the cube is of 27 factors, 27 structural components is synthesized with other, it supplies only the 80, means 2/3 of it. Anyway, we will come to it when we are working on making it apply. And it is the 4th step, it is the attainment. It is the ultimate attainment. We know it has a 3 proper divisor, it has 5 proper divisors, it has 9 proper divisors, and it is here 13 proper divisors. It gives us a value 30. This value 30 is of a 4-fold manifestation layer, 6, 7, 8, and 9. It is hypercube 8. 6 space as a dimension is giving us Ashtaprakriti. We are reaching at 8 space. We are reaching at the nature. Now from 1 as a 1 cube, we are reaching at 2 as a 2 cube. It is here where is the real success of the Vedic system. It is here where is the success of a Vedic mathematics. It is this success of the Vedic mathematics which is taking us to the value 30. It is hypercube 8. It is a summation value 30, and this summation value 30 is in fact the value of Samhita, Vedic Samhitas, the main scriptures. From here we will be reaching at the further details as to how the Sakala Rigved Samhita for organization format is the source format in terms of which we can structure out the entire Vedic mathematics of glory and of grandeur, of the order, of the inner evidence of it. Now let me see that this formulation Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, it is Dhruv Mantra, it is pole star reach, it is 7 space reach, it is a unity state, it is a unity state of our solar universe, it is a reach at the origin of 6 space domain. What for this mathematical Vedita sutras are. These sutras have been organized to have a reach, have a transcendence within 6 space domain, have a transcendence within solar universe, to have a transcendence within the sun, to have a transcendence within the Purusha format, and to reach at its origin, and then to have the 7 range flow, and then this 7 range flow to manifest at 3. Here it would be Om Namah Shivaya. Now this reach is a sequential reach. It makes a Trishapta, and it is here where the Atharved begins. Ye Trishapta Prashanti Vishwa. Anyway, from the Sthapatya Meering Rod to the Atharved, from Atharved to Sthapatya Meering Rod, Sthapatya Meering Rod to Devanagari alphabet, from there to the Ganita Sutras, and whole thing, the whole process, and in this foundation will work out. But let us see this. It is of a 1 syllable setup, it is 2 syllable setup, it is 4 syllable setup, and it is 5 syllable setup. Here is jump over 4. This value is 2 raised per 0, it is 2 raised per 1, it is Swapanavastha, Shushupti Avastha and Turyavastha. How is it that the values 7 and 19 fix the consciousness? We will be entering the Upanishadic knowledge. The Vedic systems, the Vedic mathematics will be ultimately helping us reach at the enlightenment of the Upanishads. It will be taking us to consciousness. That means the Ganita Sutras are organized as such and sequentially unfold as such, parallel to the intelligence unfolding itself on the consciousness base. This is the reason why we have to go to the shelter of Vedic mathematics. This is the reason why we have to adopt Vedic mathematics as the mainstream system. Once we will be going to the shelter of Vedic systems, once we will be going and adopting Vedic mathematics, then in fact we shall be adopting the natural process of the natural phenomenon, of the existence phenomenon, unfolding intelligence field, sequentially progressing upon the consciousness format. How the consciousness base unfolds the intelligence field. Therefore, on this foundation of Vedic mathematics, of Ganita Sutra, on this foundation of the 16 mathematical domains of Ganita Sutra 1 to Ganita Sutra 16, the integrated mathematical domain coming out and emerging as a single mathematical domain of 519 letters. This 519 letters as the processing steps ranges, and the last step is going to be of the complete text of Ganita Sutra 16, complete mathematical domain itself becoming a complete processing steps range. It is this attainment, it is this glimpsing, it is this insight, it is this enlightenment which is going to work. And then these processing systems format will be taking us to, I am giving you the glimpse as to how these processing steps range, unfolding, organization is be ultimately taking us to the applied values of mathematics and technology. We have only one letter as a processing step range for Ganita Sutra 1. We have a pair of letters as a processing step range for the Ganita Sutra 2. We have 3 letters for the processing step range of Ganita Sutra 3. We have 4 letters for the 4th Ganita Sutra, and like that we have 16 letters. From here, when we will be working out the duplexes, it will be 1, it will be 2 into 1 into 2, and then we will be working out here, it will be 2 into 1 into 3 plus 2 square, and like that when we will be working out the duplexes, and then when we will be working out the triplexes, then we will be working out the quadruples, four tuples, n tuples. So the actual applied values range of the Vedic system of Ganita Sutras will help us solve the range of x raised to power 16 equation C, and the value 16 will be organizing as 2 raised to power 4 as the dimensional frame of the creator's space. We have further seen that value 16 is equal to 5, 6 and 5. It gives the transcendence as an origin of 5 space. So it has origin transcending through the transcendental domain. This also making for us a dimensional frame of the creator space, and this also making as the processing steps range of Ganita Sutra 16 with the text of 16 letters, Gunak Samuchaya. And this Gunak Samuchaya as the mathematical domain, and this mathematical domain as the processing step. Complete mathematical domain becoming a complete processing steps range. So complete mathematical domain as a complete processing steps range. Beautiful. And this making us a dimensional frame of creator's space. Beautiful. It is taking us 5 space as origin, compactified 5 space as origin of 4 space, and it also breaking, it also transcending, there being a Visfort here as well, and this Visfort will be taking us 5, 6 and 5, and its origin would be 7, which would be regulating. And then the beautiful thing is here that the Vedic systems accept 4 space as a creator's space, and therefore the modern mathematical mind, modern mathematical systems, the existing state of affairs, if are to be transcended, then we have to transcend from 3 space of linear order to 4 space of a spatial order. It is here we have to reach. When we will reach here, then we will be knowing it, that how it works, and then we will combining it and we will finding it out that here it would be a 4 space. The overlord of the 4 space is Lord Brahma. It is the 4-head Lord, pair of eyes in each head, lotus seat of 8 petals, and within the cavity of heart is the seat of a transcendental Lord. It is hypercube 5. And once this 16 overlord Brahma, then the Brahma is the formulation which is giving us the value 29. It is 16 plus 30. This makes the Ganita Sutras. These Ganita Sutras will be ultimately taking us to 29 as a value, which is having 28 gaps. It will be giving us 28 transcendental names of Ved Vyas, Maharishi Ved Vyas, and therefore the hyper circles 1 to 7 reach, and then blocking will be transcended to up till 1 to 28. It is this transcendence, it is this reach, which is the reach of the Brahman order. It is the reach which is a reach of the Vedic system. It is reach of the Vedic mathematical domain. It is the reach of the Ganita Sutras. It is a reach of a transcendental mind. Therefore, the need is that we shall melt our mental blocks. Our mental blocks are created by the boundaries. The boundary of our room, 4 walls, roof and the floor. These 6 surface plates as boundary of our room, a boundary of 3 space, gives a mental block of a linear order. So this block is to be melted. Once it is melted, then the outer surfaces, once these are stripped off, they would be structuring the outside space of a spatial order. So the outside space gets structured as a 4 space of a spatial order as these 4 walls and for these surface plates are melt away. These strip off. Once these strip off, these make this space as a spatial order space. And once this spatial order space solid boundary would be melted, then we'll be reaching at the self-referral, these transcendental domains, from there to the self-referral domains. And this is how the Om Namah Shivaya mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya mantra, and all the reach within Samhitas in terms of Rishi, Devta, Mantra and Chandas. We will be really glimpsing the existence phenomenon of our solar universe and beyond because of the Brahman domain of the order of the Vedic comprehension, Vedic enlightenment. Sadhakas who are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to glimpse and imbibe Vedic system shall adopt the technique of transcendental meditation. They shall permit the transcending mind to sequentially melt their mental states and to sequentially reach from linear order 3 space to spatial order 4 space to solid order transcendental domain and to creative order self-referral domain, and this transcendental order taking us to the unity state and transcendence therefrom is going to be the eightfold nature, and then the Brahman domain and the Parbrahm. All these attainability, glimpse, bliss is there available, awaiting for all of us. Thank you very much.